Hello everybody and welcome to the Glorious Smite League. Not quite done with the season just yet. Tonight we are going to be seeing the third place playoff between King Kai's third place team and Euphemism, the fifth seed of the season. Both teams managed to reach the semi-finals but weren't quite able to reach that final spot, which was played out the other day, and now we are going to see the final match of the year between Euphemism and King Kai's to see who is going to take that final place on the podium. Tonight it is the casting of myself, Ginger Archer, joined by the one and only support of my lane, Blood Mitch, with printers on the production for us. Mitch, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, and I'm very interested to see how this match plays out because both these teams have proven themselves to be quite capable throughout the season. So to have these two match up for the final match of the season is going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, definitely so. King Kai's really had to sort of bring themselves back into the season. They started with a lot of mix-ups, a few roster changes, and have really had to come back together after that, and have looked to have a lot of momentum and strength coming into these final games in the final tournament. While we also had on the other side Euphemism, a completely fresh team, really made their mark in this one. A little bit of a shift around for them this time as well. Lupo, their regular jungle, shifting into the AD carry role, and Cookie going on to support. So a little bit of a shift around, but two teams who've really made their mark in the latter half of this season and really now will be looking to end it out with a strong performance. Looking at the bans, nothing too suspect out here. Nemesis, Lance, Yu Huang, and Carly, Merc, Darji. So nothing that I'd consider out of the ordinary by any chance. No sort of target bans I'm spotting here.
Yeah, no, a lot of these gods have been running the meta for a while now, especially the Kali and the Mercury, and I'm pretty sure King Kai's were aware that Lupo was playing ADC because, as we know, when JVD went against Euphemism, all they did was just ban junglers to keep Lupo out of the way. And it looks like Kempry.
Yeah, a very, very high priority pick coming in here for King Kai's is a very, very nice pick up there indeed. I'll still leave the Raven open. We know how much of a bully that can be, both from the jungle and in solo. But clearly prioritizing the sort of, the space that the Kepri can form for the team more so with that revive, the Plux, and the roots. Whereas on the other side here, we're seeing straight lock in on the Cupid and the Emoja. So speaking of building space, trying to keep people locked down in one big circle and one big area. Emoja obviously very good. Cupid struggles a bit early, but once he gets to about level 6, level 7, he's able to clear a bit more. Very capable pick and brilliant for team fights. So nice bit of healing and sustain coming through here.
I like the Emoja pick, but I don't think I would have done it just there because obviously now Kepri is the first pick of King Kai's and most likely going in support. There's no other place he really would be played. So locking your support now, second pick as Euphemism is understandable, but I think they could have got something a bit more valuable, something like a Cullen or a Varvin that King Kai's looking at now. And Rosie has got a Morrigan. An iconic pick.
Yeah, pick that goes very well with a Raven as well, and with a Kepri. We got, two gods there who are some brilliant transformations, as is a Cupid. Now, I can see why Euphemism have prioritized that with Darji out of the way. Cupid is a much safer to do what he needs to do in team fights, able to ult safely, not going to have to be burning beads every single notice. But Morgan and Raven are just going to be able to dive on him very freely. Same with a Morgan. Morgan, who's quite immobile, yes, she's got a lot of self-heal. She can't self-heal if she's already been burst down by a Morgan who has stealthed and has stunned her. So right now I am favouring King Kai's draft. It's really going to see how these two teams round it out. Also going to see where that Raven goes. Remember, that could be solo or jungle. Lots of ability to flex here.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Free Cal back in the mid as well, and this is a pick he has routinely picked, so it gives him a lot of safety, gives him a lot of CC in fights, and just a lot of damage overall. The Cupid, of course, brings a lot of teamfight potential too, the Cripple with the Fields of Love, and of course Emoja, big sustain, big walls, a lot of stuff Emoja can do, obviously one of the best supports in the game. And looking at the bans, pretty standard, we see a Basta, a Charybdis, and an Artemis, and looking for the fifth ban of King Kai's, which is most likely going to be targeted towards jungle again because that seems what they're being targeting so far.
Yeah, although an Achilles ban, they've got rid of the Camazol, so I wouldn't have minded seeing an Achilles there just because they've got the Kepri and the Achilles can fleck into jungle or solo, both spots which are currently available. Smart bans from Euphemism though, two things that can really safely avoid the Cupid's damage and Cupid ult and the Artemis and the Charybdis, so I like that. I think that's some really smart drafting from them. Really sort of nailing on the head that this Cupid is going to be a factor on the sort of carry characters in the late game. Now we're seeing Yeah, the King Arthur. Well, you've got the Cupid on side. There's nothing really left to shut it down in terms of picks. So I'm in favor of this. I think this is really nice. I think that with the Emoja, we've got some really solid engage here from the Euphemism comp. Really well rounded so far. Again, I
Oh,
do worry
definitely.
about how this Morgan and Raven are going to just be able to get on the back line at the moment. But we shall see how that pans out.
Sticking off is just a really good pick overall. I think they could have definitely got Cullen as well as they wanted to, but Omar's been playing King Arthur for like nearly the entire season. He loves his god. It gives him a lot of pressure to control the back line. It gives him a safe laning phase, a lot of free pressure. And King Kai's hovering over Rama and Shiva. Rama we haven't seen that much as of recently, and then Shiva was more of a traumatized pick. Only Tia picked it up like quite often. So it's quite interesting to see these two hovered over for the last 5 picks, and overall as a comp, it's pretty good overall, pretty safe.
Mm,
Does a lot of
agreed.
damage.
And Alfie can do a lot of work on the Shiva, has done in the past before the tournament when it's been available. Definitely a pick he is very competent on. Rama, not something that I've seen Plush on before, but again is quite safe into the Cupid. You've got the mobility, you've got that ability to get into the air and avoid the fields of love. Only problem is, it's kind of like playing Rama into an Artemis, where you're very susceptible to, in this case, the heart bomb on landing. Um, it's very much a case where this could happen here, as if Rama goes up into the air at the wrong time and it stalls for too long, could be held vulnerable in a 1v1. But overall, I do like this King Kai's draft. They've got good engagement, and they've got good ability to follow up from the backline. Morrigan's going to be in their face, Rama can snipe from range, really nice and well rounded. Where for Euphemism, they're picking up the Ratatoska jungle. Not something we see. Well, I don't think. Have we seen much of this at all in the league? I know we've seen it
Uh,
solo, but I don't know if we've seen it in the
no,
jungle. Not
it's more of a
since.
solo pick, but
Yeah.
it's viable in both. I mean, Rat just provides a lot of semi-global pressure, knock up in his ult, lots of damage, and his Acorn blast is ridiculous with the yellow Acorn, and just he has a lot of build potential paths as well.
Mhm.
It's a very safe pick. I definitely don't blame Euphemism for picking this up. And looking at the King Kai's, just I want to hover back to the Rama. I think I might have preferred a Heim, but that's just maybe personal preference. I think Heim goes well into Cupid as well, and I think it provides a lot of CC for the King Kai's, but Rama's just as well as good. And then looking at both these comps, they're both quite equal, I would say. But I
Yeah,
on the
I
first
agree. I think it would be.
one,
It is tough to call a winner here. I think the Rat pick really does round out the Euphemism comp very well. Although it is worth mentioning, the last 2 times we've seen a Rat jungle in this league, it has fed atrociously. Hopefully, we don't see that repeated right now. But yeah, my only thing is, King Kai's right now, they've got this Kepri, which is going to be able to provide a lot more peel directly than a Yemoja. Yemoja's all about sort of building space and keeping people away from one another. But when you've got the ability of a Rama to go in and a Shiva to just go in and a Morrigan to follow up, it's going to be really difficult for the Emoja to make the space. I do worry that for that side of the comp, it is going to be a bit more difficult for Euphemism, but
yeah,
that's a minor thing.
I'd say the comps are more or less equal. I think both teams have drafted quite well here. It's just a more of a fact of which one's going to get early pressure, which one's going to take the lead and run away with it. Because I feel like both of these comps are very good when they have the pressure, but both these comps struggle when they don't have it. So,
Ooh, speaking of
ooh,
losing pressure, the duo lane from King Kai's there, just both leashing that first purple buff and giving Cupid and Yemoja a modicum of pressure that they really, really shouldn't have here. Not that I don't think it will matter too much. The Rama with the Astral Arrows is going to be able to clear up just as standing minion was still there, but now Plush Rush is getting hit by the Heart Bomb. That is a stun coming up. Plush Rush falling gradually lower, but Cookie's just there to push him away to safety. On the solo side, both junglers have made the rotation over there. Neither solo laner or jungler are falling particularly low, but we have got an action loaded first couple of minutes here. And some interesting things to note was your mum's choice gets a little bit out of position here. It
close.
just about manages to dash away from Alfie01 and Morton, but now that leaves Omar in a mess, and Alfie01 picks
Ooh,
up the first blood for King Kai's. That's a huge pickup in this first place match.
yeah,
Third
that's
place match.
especially in the solo lane. Well, that first blood bounty is going to be quite. Oh, well, hold on, we got something going on here in dual
Yeah,
lane.
Lupo himself falling low. Nice stun though coming out from Lupo actually to stop that, just using the minions to his advantage.
Yeah, as saying with the first blood bounty in solo, that's going to give Alfie a way in how he's going to lane against Omar now, and I think Shiva does. Oh, hold on, we've still got action going on in the dual lane.
Yeah, East and Plush Rush getting really aggressive here, and actually Plush Rush using that cripple onto Lupo just to put him in danger. Cookie Monster's falling lower and lower, but he does bring out the shell just to be able to stay alive, and now the stun comes out onto Plush Rush. Your mum's choices around here. East out of mana, here's the blink, here's the stun, but it misses the... In fact, no, there it is. The shell came out from the Kepri, who is falling lower and lower, just has enough mana to dash away. Plush Rush is still in danger though, Lupo dashing forward. Can he hit the last basic attack? Yes, he does! Lupo picks up the return kill. It's 1 kill each. Euphemism have a lead in the duo lane.
That's great, because obviously Omar unfortunately was first blooded by Alfie, but now that Lupo has managed to get a return kill in dual lane, this does equal it out. And Lupo is a very mechanically talented player. He's arguably one of the best junglers in the league. Like, his aggressiveness and his mechanical skill was just insane. So putting him in this ADC role is going to be quite terrifying if he gets ahead.
Yeah, the aggression that Cupid can bring out is massive, and right now he's got that lead. He's going to be working on what I'm imagining is going to be a transcendence here, whereas on the other side, Plush Rush looking for a lot more sustain and just trying to stay alive in this lane, but working towards what I imagine is going to be a Devourer's Gauntlets. However, the burst that Cupid can bring, you're probably not going to out-sustain the damage that's there, and also the fact that Cupid has, you know, the hearts that he can just drop and heal himself up, so, I mean... I kind of get the value of it if you're going to be aggressive onto the Cupid, but I can't see it really happening, in which, especially now that he's got this early gold and he's going to be able to start his stacking earlier. So I think not the play that I would have made here if I was in Plush's position, but we'll see how it pans out. Interestingly, in the mid, though, Rosie here, he's got mannequins.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for Morrigan. Like with the AoE basics, it just gives her a lot of farm, and then when she's late game, she gets that Mannequin's Hidden Blade, which definitely plays into Morgan's playstyle, going invisible, bursting down out of nowhere, and it looks like we have a little skirmish going in the dual lane. It's fine. But yeah, as I was saying, with Morgan, with Mannequin's Hidden Blade late game, the burst damage is insane, and then as well, just Rosie's Morgan being proven to be quite well. With the ultimate as well, it gives them stuff like Emoja or the Cupid ult. It gives King Kai's a lot of team fight potential, as well as just a lot of out of nowhere burst damage.
Is when you're playing the Morgan with this build and going into the Doom Orb as well, it does limit where you can sort of get cooldown into it, which is one thing that when I'm personally playing Morgan I'd like to have. I want to be able to get these transformations off as often as possible, especially if I've got some big team fighting pressure like both of these comps realistically have. There's so many great transformations. For me here, I think I'd be prioritizing cooldown, but you know, Rosie's played Morgan, she's played it well before. There's no reason that she doesn't know, you know, how to get the best out of this god in this matchup. Oh, as we see some aggression coming through, Plush Rush caught a little bit out of position here. The ultimate down is going to get stunned. Big ultimate from East to keep him alive by just inside the tower range.
Right.
But just finding himself a little bit out of position there, Plush Rush getting caught out both by Lupo and Cookie's ultimates, taking some big damage, and he's just about finding him. Neither relic used there, no beads coming out or shells. As you see Alfie and Morton going for the invade onto Omar's blue buff, but not quite managing to get it. On the duo side, there's continued engagement from Lupo and Cookie, and with Cookie just being able to keep Lupo topped up, as well as his own healing, there is a lot of pressure on the King Kai's duo lane right now, and a lot of gold lost to this tower.
Yeah, and as well played by East as well, the ultimate, because if Lupo got another kill, that definitely would have snowballed him even harder, but they've still lost a lot of like lane pressure. Their tower is taking a decent amount of damage for 5 minutes in, and they could easily go for a purple invade, which is definitely what they're doing, so it looks like they're going to lose that purple as well.
Transforming into your mum's choice on Ratatoska, dunking down but missing Lupo, only hitting Cookie. Big stun on the return though. Morton's there with Rosie chasing after Lupo, who's very low on the mana here, taking a little bit more poke. Good beats coming out from Morton to avoid the stun from your mum's choice, but Lupo's looking further and further like he might get out here. Plush Rush is dashing forward. Morton's still there. He does finally pick up Lupo, but now Plush Rush and Rosie are left very, very low on health, and your mum's choice is going into the air. Plush Rush, one hit from death here. Is your mum's choice going to find it? Yes, he is. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Rosie's still low though. Morton's only level 5. East does get the pull on to your mum's choice, but Morton falls lower and lower and lower. There's the flurry, but your mum's choice now falls to Morton, and that's a big trade up. Now Freakouts here are going to pick off Rosie. 2 for 2 at the moment. This ultimate is going big, huge damage onto Morton. There's the knock up by Freakout with a double kill. Level 8 here is just looking to body block East and keep him into this Cookie, waiting for that last little bit of home. Not going to find a pushback, but a 3 for 2 in favour of Euphemism. And that purple buff still hasn't gone down.
So much action for 6 minutes in. Like, so much fighting. Like 2 for 3 is ridiculous, and really well played by Morton there, especially like keeping himself alive, getting those last 6 minutes, and then freak out coming in as well to clean up. Like both teams played well here, but obviously Euphemism walk away with the main win here.
Yeah, I think just that little bit of overstaying from King Kai's, as soon as they got that second pick off, that needed to be it. Leave, not re-engage. I think Rosie went in that little bit too much, and that's invariably what cost them that fight. The main thing, though, that King Kai's can look at as positive is that Plush Rush is actually managing to get his stack started before Lupo here, which is going to be a nice little advantage for him. Oh my, again, aggressive onto Alfie, but the standard warrior slap box, no one really cares, no one's really dying, nothing's gonna come from it.
Yeah, no, they're just playing little slapsies over there. So, but this entire game's been slapsies. The amount of fighting in this game has been ridiculous. And then Rosie going in.
Absolutely, East is stealing away those points. Morton there looking to contest those mid camps, but with free count coming, he needs to just walk away now, and he's looking to go to his back camps, but that red buff is still on the table for Gins. Rosie probably going to get the solo XP, and your mum's choice here. Just looking at the oracles, already getting this vision around the Gold Fury, of course, aside from towers. The only objective really on the map right now, beyond the chalices, as Plush Rush has had to go into the air defensively here. Does hit all 3 snipes onto Lupo, who's still going aggressive, but he misses the cripple and is now a little bit out of position with Lupo still there, and your mum's choice is in the air. That's going to be a stun. East, though, with a huge ultimate again on the Kepri. Your mum's choice, so dashing forward, and with the knockback from Cookie, are going to pick up the kill on the solo side. Alfie01 and Morton have taken down Omar together, and it's another 1-for-1 trade, but the bullying onto this duo side from Euphemism is massive, really looking to snowball Lupo here, and so far doing so successfully. He's feeling himself. Your mum's choice is feeling himself.
Oh yeah, but I'd also like to
Euphemism
point out
hugely.
Cookie Monster as well. This Shimoji has been amazing so far. These rings, the fact that like Plush almost got away after the res, and then the ring just pushed him back in, just sends him to death. Like Cookie Monster's been playing this Shimoji brilliantly with the rings, the ultimates. Like East has been playing well, but Cookie's also been catching up.
Yeah, now Rosie is gone into the air, but not going to
For
find
what,
anything
though?
from it. Was clearly looking for the engagement of Freak Out onto Morton there, but that's a long cooldown. The level 9 Morgan with that ultimate, that's on 100, I think I want to say 120-second cooldown
Yeah,
right now.
I think so.
That's long. Big wait for something that can be so impactful in team fights, and you guys are really going to have to be aware of that now. Lucky for them, gold is quite even at the moment. Barely 100 in it. They're really sort of keeping this flat and keeping this even.
Yeah, I'm just very curious to see when we're going to see objective plays come in as well, because both these teams have been clearly at each other's throats for all the entirety of this game. So I really won't be surprised if early gold tree calls become in, as well as pyromancer, because that's going to be up like relatively soon. So it's going to be quite dangerous now with Rosie's ult being down, especially how long the cooldown is. Like you said, it brings so much team fight potential. Because Euphemism have been playing off each other extremely well. So King Kai's and Euphemism end up in even on an equal fight, 4v4, 5v5, whatever it might be. The lack of a Morgan ult is definitely going to be felt.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing that is going to not favour King Kai's is the fact that if they wanted to, sneak in an objective, they don't have that double ADC pressure that they could otherwise have had. Lupo really getting aggressive here, dashing onto the tower line. And, if Rosie had that ult available, could probably get punished for this right now. Does have beads available, and Plush Rush is getting a little bit of poke on, but it's not going to matter. Lupo just going to heal it all back up with the help of the hearts that are there for him. Sharing the love with himself.
Lupo currently is just dominating this lane, and Rama is a really strong god. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, Morton going aggressive once again onto the solo side here. Sir Omar using the 3 to avoid the knock-up. Alfie timing his perfectly, and is going to pick up his 3rd kill for himself. 2-level lead ahead of this King Arthur right now, and really putting the bullying onto the solo side of Euphemism. Much of what Euphemism are doing to King Kai's on the duo side, but neither team making it pay with an objective thus far. Although both the tier 1 towers are starting to drop towards that halfway mark right now.
Yeah, Alfie and Morton have always been like a duo because these two play off each other extremely well. And we're now with Alfie with 3 kills on the board, he's 2 levels ahead. Like, when he starts roaming, Euphemism are going to feel it. The amount of damage he can output, how deep he can get into the backline, as well as sustain with his ultimate. They need to be really careful when he rotates and keep an eye on him because he's going to terrorize that backline.
Indeed he is. Speaking of Euphemism, they are starting to put some more pressure on the duo side. We can already see how much they are grouping over there with 4 people there just then. Look at that gold here as Alfie, though, going really aggressive onto your mum's choice. He's going to force out the ultimate from the Ratatoska with the speed buff available. And imagine Alfie, yeah, he's just going to take this away. Because on the other side, East is just buying the space, keeping the mid and jungle away. Your mum's choice has gone back in for the speed buff bravely indeed. I think has even secured it. Whereas now Alfie 01 is out of mana, going to get silenced. Not quite feared by Freakout, but there's a lot of aggression going on to him. East and Rosie are both around now just to diffuse this one from getting any further. But in the end, your mum's choice, I think, took away that speed. Big for him, but now Blush Rush taking some big damage. Hits one snipe. He missed the second, missed the third as well. And Lupo picking up a solo kill. 2-1 on the Cupid right now. Blush Rush 0-4. Really, really struggling in this game.
Yeah, Rama as a god is like really good, but if he lacks the pressure, he's gonna struggle. And as you can see, East is kind of getting beat down. He should be able to get away, but here's Alfie in danger.
Trying to buy some space. Alfie never backed after having no mana, very low on health. And your mum's choice gonna punish him for that earlier attempted invade. Alfie dropping the ball there and handing over a small part of a shutdown gold to your mum's choice, which is really going to put him back in favour in terms of gold in comparison to Morton, who has just lost the level lead. They are now even.
Yeah, and Euphemism have a tower as well because the Trebuchet is pushing him right, which is quite dangerous because Alfie knows he was ahead and he quite felt himself quite a bit, but if he keeps doing stuff like that, Lupo's also ahead, and I'm going to be much more terrified of Lupo than Alfie in late game. So I think he needs to play a bit more careful. He needs to, if he's going to invade the jungle, have a bit more mana.
Yeah, also looking at the fact that it's a Shiva, I'm going to be more scared of a King Arthur in the late game than I am a Shiva as well. Shiva very much kind of uses 2 abilities and then has very little else. That ultimate really doesn't provide a huge amount in terms of diving backline unless you got someone else with you. Now, he invariably will have the Raven with him, but a Rat and King Arthur, maybe surprisingly, but I feel like you're actually going to offer more in terms of blowing up a backline than a Shiva and Raven are together. So right now, yeah. I think with the way this is going, having a Cupid big, which is going to be able to just melt a Shiva in no time, is really big for Euphemism. And 2-level lead now. He's got crit online as well as his sustain and that big damage that he has from the Transcendence. His Cupid is going to be a menace right about now.
Yeah, I fully agree. Euphemism and now since they're getting ahead, their comp is definitely looking a lot better, especially the team fight potential. And unfortunately, Alfie had such a big lead, but he's just lost it, unfortunately. Like, he's still relatively ahead, like, is still good, but...
Yeah, there's the heart bomb again. Blush Rush missing a lot of autos here. He's going to use the beads to come out of it, but he dies to the damage from the Fields of Love. Blush Rush getting soloed for a second time this game by Lupo, who now has a 3-level lead. Blush Rush not getting the experience from that wave. It dropped under the tower. Morton dives in, but there can be beads from Lupo. Morton uses the ultimate, but the Aegis comes out from Lupo. He's buying time for that dash, and he gets it off, and Lupo's out of there.
Man's got his Duke shoes on.
He has indeed. I also feel now, this is something that I've noticed with jungle builds recently, and both junglers here have done it. Rushing the Transcendence, not something I'm a fan of.
No,
really just delays your power spikes. Just get a Jotuns online, get the Transcendence after. At least then, you're doing the damage, you've got the cooldown, and you have the penetration to actually just kill a squishy even while you're still stacking up. It just makes your power spike so slow. Morton here especially, foregoing any flat penetration, has only got percentage right now in the range of that Soul Eater, and is going into the Magi's. Now, don't get me wrong, the Magi's is fine for this game, but you need some flat pen on before your 4th item.
I just don't know how I feel about Soul Eater in jungle as well. It's a good item in solo lane, but in jungle I just feel like it's completely unnecessary for the most part, especially rather than sustain his DC immunity, just survivability in general. Like, you're going to be going there, blowing someone out, getting out, but... Oh, nice.
Yeah, as we say that, Morton diving into your mum's choice in the jungle and actually picking up that kill. But Lupo's here. Morton is using the beats. What an incredible ult from Cookie Monster to keep Morton in there. Both using his ult and East's ult. Backline, Alfie's here, picking out Freak Out, but East now is a little bit out of position. Nice use of the ultimate from Rosie to buy East some time to get him out, but now she finds herself in a little bit of danger. Has been spotted out by Omar now and is going to get chased down. Lupo dashing forward. Not going to find anything more. Blush Rush has made defensive rotation, but Euphemism now going to look for a Pyromancer. with only Plush Rush healthy, it's very likely that they find it here as well. So
Yeah,
Plush Rush goes into the air, he's gone. Maybe a touch early, has he? No, there's the snipe! Oh, Euphemism just
really
picking
close.
up. Unlucky Plush Rush there. Real nice attempt to steal that.
Yeah, really close. I mean, they were lucky to get out. They didn't lose anyone, which was really good.
No. My only concern here, granted Plush Rush did have a good attempt there at stealing, but look at where the wave is in left. He's just lost 2 entire waves of farm there. Lupo had already pushed in. He gained, you know, actual XP from that rotation that Plush Rush didn't. Now Alfie's getting that XP, and Plush Rush level 14 in 17 minutes. Really not where you want to be as an ADC.
Nah, Rom, when he falls behind, he just isn't as good as other hunters, and now I think Plush Rush is definitely feeling that. He isn't doing that as much damage as he'd want to. His ult, it gives him a lot of safety, but at this point, Euphemism aren't really going to care if they get hit. He had a very strong potential seeing the objective, but unfortunately, it was just a bit too late. And you see, he's trying to invade for the milk chalices currently, but I think he might pay for it because he's taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, indeed he is. East is just really overstepping his bounds here. Level 10 Kepri, when most of the enemy team is, you know, 150% times your level, if not more in terms of Lupo. So East is really struggling here in terms of keeping up on the farm, and with him being punished as he is here. Granted, he hasn't died yet, but he's getting forced low so often that he's really struggling to farm in comparison to Cookie. He's got the level up on him right now. And it's got full Omi, and it's actually looking for an engagement here with Omar here too. There's the stun onto East. Is he going to get pushed back? He is.
Great.
Not quite recognizing the portal there. Does get the ult off in time, and now Lupo uses the Fields of Love. Does get the kill onto East, gets that last crit to pick up the kill. Rosie's gone into the air and has jumped back down. Lupo kills her though, and your mum's choice picks up a third in favor of Euphemism. 3 going down for King Kai's with only Alfie and Plush Rush alive. Alfie is diving down onto Cookie Monster, but Cookie's not the one they really want to be going for. Plush Rush using the ult from afar, but not picking up anything himself. He's not really in this fight. That leaves Euphemism safe to now further dive. Alfie is falling lower and lower. Lupo picks up 3 kills in this engagement. It's a 4-kill clean swing for Euphemism, and they're going to take a Gold Fury.
Lupo's insane. Like, this man is insane. We said if he gets ahead, so is Alfie. Lupo's the scary one. He just proved it.
He has indeed. The main thing is just that he's in these fights. Plush is just nowhere to be seen. Even there, you see he's using the Ramo, but he's full health, full mana, and he's just sat on the side.
Yeah.
He's farming up. He's not even taking a tower. Now, I get being behind, but if you're going to farm up, be on the other side of the map to the engagement so you can push in towers and take objectives. Right now, he's taking nothing. He's just getting farm that... Yeah, okay, he's taking it, but Kins aren't getting anything in response from him not being in these fights. If he's going to be there, he needs to be in there. Right now, he's not having any value as a hunter, who should really be getting, you know, his 3rd item online and starting to find impact. That's when hunters do find that. Speaking of which, in mid here, Cookie is getting engaged on, but not really taking a huge amount of damage from Rosie and East here.
Nah,
just using that heal up and just not really caring.
The sustain of male renewal is nuts, and just the amount of sustain that iron provides, especially on Umoja, it's so hard to kill like supports when they both rock thieves and the male renewal. And going back to what we said about Plush Rush as well in the last fight, he was really deep and right split pushing, and I think King Kai's might have just wanted to just completely disengage at that point, let maybe Euphemism take the mid tower because it just wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah, he has found himself some levels back in this Plush Rush, got his Executioner online, so that is the 3rd item. Lupo knows he's getting engaged on here. There's the Fields of Love. Rosie turning into Alfie01 to use the Shiva ultimate, but it's just using it to heal. Where's the damage stand? She's not using it. There is some damage coming out onto Lupo here, and there's the stun. Is going to fall, but not the cleanest kill there.
Nice to shut down Bunny though, that definitely gets Rosie ahead a little bit more. I think
snacks for a Book of Thoth too.
I think her transformations so far they've been Rat, Hosker, and Shiva. I think maybe she'd benefit from learning to Moja or Cupid in the next few fights because of the amount of team fight presence they bring. Because the Rat has been useful because obviously it gets so across the map with some global pressure, knock up, good damage. But so far, I think she might benefit in the 25s going more really team fight oriented, burn those beads.
Yeah, the other thing I think she might benefit from is getting some penetration. Well, things that Morton might benefit from here. Using the beads, using the blink, getting out of here. Although your mum's choice has just turned this and gone into Alfie, who's left alone here. Is being forced into the ult. Morton goes in to try and assist him, but your mum's choice picks up Alfie. The ultimate has to come in from East to keep Morton alive, who's also very low. Here's the ult from Cookie. not quite isolating Rosie, but they are going to chase her under the tower here. Your Mum's Choice going deeper and deeper and deeper to try and pick this one off, but he's going to fall too east. That damage from the tower and the Kepri just about picking him off. Rosie does fall though. Omar diving into the back line and picking that one up, and now it's just Morton and East here to stop this from going any further. They are going to look for the engagement onto Omar, finding him in the back line, but with Cookie there's the shell. It's very unlikely they're going to find anything further here. Cookie just doing the body blocking, getting the healing up, and that's that. But some big fights again for Euphemism. They're just picking up the extra kill every single time. It's back on the duo side. Lupo and Freakout got yet another kill onto Plush Rush, who is now 0-6. Really struggling this game.
Yeah, Euphemism playing the map brilliantly throughout this game, and I'd also like to note as well, Omar's back on the map. They're both level 17. Omar's like on par with Alfie now. So, and as you said, a King Arthur late game, a lot scarier than a Shiva. So now, not only do we have Lupo 2 levels ahead and a significant amount of fight, different build as well, but now they have to worry about King Arthur just going into their backline. Because Omar's no longer behind, he's caught up to Alfie.
Yeah, and with the difference in the builds here, in Plush Rush, you know, he's got the Xe, he's got the Kinsey, he's going to hit these tanks for a fair amount, but the crits that Lupo are going to be hitting for with his Deathbringer and the Silver Branch pen is going to be massive, especially without this glyph. And personally, as an ADC player, I don't even like Executioner that much. I think, sure, Ferocious is nice as Lupo, and Freakout picking up Rosie here, who's gone for a bit of a hero play and just overstepped her bounds.
Oh no, East. He's in
Playing
danger.
out East is out of position. There's 5 people there, but they're just going to walk away. They're going to collapse on Morton, who's ulted in place for damage. Are you insane? Somehow getting himself out. Alfie's in trouble. Alfie falls. Your Mum's Choice massively overshooting the Ratatosker ultimate. Now Morton is cut off though. He's going to get that there, but the stun comes in. Your Mum's Choice picks up that kill. 2, in fact 3 more falling for King Kai's. And that's going to be a Fire Giant play for Euphemism.
Yeah, it seems like currently King Kai's are just kind of being picked off of. Oh,
Plush Rush is on the board. He managed to find himself a kill him, and he's taken out Omar. Plush Rush has gone into the air looking for the snipes. There's one, there's 2. Euphemism just narrowly taking the Fire Giant and really cutting it close with these Rama ults coming in as well. Plush Rush doing some big damage here, but now he's being caught out of position with the ultimate coming out from Freakout. East has fallen. Plush Rush has no more protection. He's going to be able to get some damage off, but not enough. Lupo picking up yet another kill, taking out Plush Rush, and that's a big fight from Euphemism, only losing Fire Giant on Omar. What do they care about that? They've got healing and damage coming through from the rest of their members. Down goes the tier 2 tower in mid lane, and now the sights are set for Gold Fury.
yeah, it's something that's been bugging about King Kai's is that they've very rarely been fully good to the team. It seems like they're getting picked off at very different times, which has given Euphemism a lot more map pressure and objective pressure that they really want in this comp. So I think what King Kai's need to do now to make a comeback, I think they really need to group up, decide on their options, try and farm when they can, and just try and defend these Phoenixes, because if they keep getting picked off at really random times, that's just going to give Euphemism way too much leeway.
Yeah, what they need to do is just, Rosie going for free kill. They have a very bold play, shall we say. Rosie still sat here with no cooldown reduction and no percentage pen. Is going to do the damage to the squishies now, which is what she needs to be doing, but gonna struggle to hit tanks very hard. Arguably, definitely need to be the last targets here. Freakout and Lupo need to be shut down soon. 3 deaths and 13 kills between the two of them. If only they had fewer assists, they'd be 13-37, and that's just kind of cool. However,
yeah, these two going on the spree is just completely terrifying, but it's also worth noting your Mum's Choice has been playing this Ratatosker beautifully. He's been going around and his ult's getting the knock-ups, finding his team all the damage he needs. So these 3, the amount of damage they're outputting is insane. And
yeah.
let's not forget Cookie Monster's Emoji has been played really well with the ring, the ultimate. Some of the ultimates have been a bit questionable, but other than that, he's been playing extremely well. But then Omar as well, since he's back on the map now on par with Alfie, his survivability is high, his damage is high. The entirety of Euphemism is terrifying at this point. So now I think King Kai's really need to group up, get this left Phoenix defender, because that looks like what Euphemism's after.
Yeah, I think as well, Alfie, in terms of itemization, where he's gone for this Brawlers here, I understand you want to get the anti-heal, you want this extra damage online for diving, but you're just going to get melted. Lupo's got crit. Yeah. You need a Spectral for this. This Cupid is a monster right now. You need to have crit to shut this down. Not having that is really going to make not only you, but your team suffer as well, because there's just very little you can do to actually take him out of fights. Right now he can free cast, the only person who's got the Spectral is East, who, let's be honest, Lupo should be ignoring anyway.
Yeah, it's also worth knowing as well is that Cookie Monster picked up the Lotus Crown. It's not that much of an item you see that much anymore because I think there are better items for Emoja, especially with Fable Soups being buffed soon. But it's a very good pickup in this match because now not only are Euphemism deep in the back line doing all this damage, they're working with extra protections, which can definitely help them out.
Yeah, I mean, when you're snowballing this much, there is no reason you can't be a little bit more aggressive with your builds, right? I mean, you've got 11,000 gold lead right now for Euphemism. They're massive. They're sitting on this fire giant. They're only 26 minutes into this game right now, and they're really pushing in well. And here comes Cookie's ult. They are looking to pick off East and solo him away here, but on the other side, Rosie actually turning into Cookie to stop the Phoenix. Really, really nice transformation, but here's the Fields of Love going on to Rosie. East is falling low. Big stun from Omar onto 3 characters. Blush Rush has stepped up a little bit forwards here. So is Alfie. Rosie's looking on the backline for Lupo, but doesn't find anything. Here's the Aegis coming out, try and keep her alive. Well as the ultimate, your Mum's Choice diving brilliantly. Rosie's fallen down into the threshold, but she's falling lower and lower and lower. The Phoenix falls, so does Cookie Monster, but so does Rosie and East. That's 3 kills in favor of 2 kills in favor of Euphemism right now. Plush is in the air, he's looking for Omar. Morton getting the root. There is another kill. Plush Rush finds a double kill, uses the beats and Aegis upon landing, but Morton and him are both low now. Lupo dashing in on Morton. Hit those basics, boy, you're not finding anything there. Goes in, Alfie actually getting aggressive now. Lupo's falling very low and low, and he falls as well. Morton picking up that kill. Great defense in the end from King Kai's from what looked to be a very unpromising situation. Finally able to shut down the Hunter and mid lane of Euphemism. Blush Rush getting himself massively on the board. 3 big kills into those fights and a huge amount of damage. King Kai's have brought this back a bit.
That was extremely well played by King Kai's. They have lost the Phoenix, but they haven't lost the game because if that team fight went the other way, that definitely could have been game just there and then. So now that King Kai's have managed to get this defense, they have definitely got some more gold to work with now because Push Rush picked up like 3 kills from that fight. That's huge for him.
You know, it's going to be interesting to see what he goes into now. I started talking about this earlier, and there's been so much action since I've not been able to. The Executioner, in terms of pen, not the best choice. He's got the Wind Demon to go along with it. That's fantastic. But the thing is, with Executioner, you're needing 3 basic attacks to build up the level of penetration that you would have from just having a Silver Branch or a Dominance otherwise. It requires so many hits to actually build up the damage that you're going to do to these tanks. And when you're looking at Omar's build right now, he's got this Spectral, so the Wind Demon crits, yes, they are going to give you the extra pen, but you're really only going to be critting this King Arthur right now for, honestly, looking at his build, maybe 200. You're not going to be hitting very hard. Now, he does have the kin size to accompany this, granted, but he's not really going to be doing enough to Omar in comparison to what Lupo's going to be doing to the rest of his team with this Silver Branch, and especially once he's got the Fail Knot online for the extra penetration as well there.
It's also worth noting that Alfie's not picked up the Spectral.
Yeah, so, you know, looking at it, in terms of the Hunter builds, Lupo's is going to do a lot more right now. He's matching the sustain of Blush Rush anyway, and he's just going to do more. This is why Devo's kind of has fallen out of the meta a bit. Singularly, it's a great item still, but in terms of pairing everything else that you need as a hunter around it, you just can't really get it.
What's terrifying as well, this Fire Giant is going to become EFG in a few seconds, but...
Really nice Fields of Love there onto Rosie and Alfie01. Your Mum's Choice going into
Morton.
the air, but Lupo falls to Morton without having those relics. He was very unsafe and did actually fall. Your Mum's Choice is dove a little bit too hard now and has fallen herself. Rosie using that Aegis, the ultimate even, as well as Alfie. Gonna get some healing on the backline. East pops the ultimate. There's the shell to keep Morton alive. Plush Rush feeling himself a little bit too much after that fight. Does fall, but Freakout now taking some huge damage from Rosie, and Easton is falling as well. That's a 3 kill swing in favor of King Kai's. Only 1 for them falling, but unfortunately it's their hunter, meaning they're unlikely to get anything from this. They have managed to pick up a tier 2 in left lane with the Trebuchet pushing, but beyond that they're not going to be able to push this EFG because Plush Rush just stepped up.
She's come behind.
A little bit too far. She has come behind, but she's not going to do a huge amount to Omar right here just without any percentage pen. You can see he's still not fallen below half. Rosie would take a lot on the return if Omar and Cookie could afford to turn him, with Morton coming back up as well. They need to disengage right now to not lose this game.
They're doing Fire Giant.
They are indeed going for this Fire Giant. Rosie, he's starting it up with Morton as well. Look how slow this is being burned. I don't think this is the call. Yeah, they recognise that. This is not the play to make right now. Although Omar is teleported back in. Now Alfie's stepped forward a bit. He's starting to take a fair amount of damage from Cookie and Omar. Rosie here though, look at this sneaky little goose. She's just waiting for one of the carries to appear, but they're not showing up. Lupo's over and left dealing with the trebuchet. Now Omar and Cookie are finding themselves in a little bit of danger. Morton using the root onto Cookie Monster, who's taking more and more damage and does fall to Morton, picking up that kill. Omar now falling at half. Lupo's still over and left. Plush Rush is dealing with the Phoenix, so that's not going to fall, and King Kai's have salvaged this.
Yeah, this could be a comeback now that the Phoenix is up and AFG is going to be fought for. If they can keep playing as they are and win these team fights, they can possibly get the FG and then push up into the Euphemism Titan room, because at this rate, I think Euphemism needs to group up a bit more, have a bit more communication, because right now it looks like King Kai's are taking advantage of them when they're slightly just on their own, picking the fights extremely early, and then just attacking King Kai's is extremely difficult. So obviously Push Rush goes in the air, eats Revive, and then they don't know where Rosie is. The amount of damage Rosie does to a squishy now is just insane.
Yeah, although East is stepping up here to try and de-ward Fire Giant on his own at this stage of the game, even as a tank, you cannot do that. You are going to melt. There's King Kai's here. They've nullified the gold lead now, down to only 4,500. But Rosie gets picked off by Lupo, and your mom's choice is out of there now. Morton and East are taking big damage. East falls as well. This could be game ending now. Morton's having to disengage. Plush Rush is there. He's already half. Alfie now out of position. He's falling lower and lower. Uses the Shiva ultimate. Freakout is chasing down Plush Rush. Is very aware of where he is. Alfie 01 still getting chased out, but the entirety of Euphemism now are alive. They're waiting for your mum's choice to get back up here, and they're going to be pulling this enhanced Fire Giant, and most likely going down pretty quick. It is indeed your mum's choice is going into the air, even just for zoning duties. I realise that Morton here is sneaking around the back, but he's not going to get there in time, is he? No, he is not. Euphemism pick up an enhanced Fire Giant. Now Morton's out of position. He's getting crit down massively by Lupo. The Mystic Rush comes out to try and avoid it, but there's the blink from Omar, and Lupo picks up that kill. Morton falls. Rosie's dead. East is dead. Alfie's half. Plush Rush and him are alone for a little bit. East and Rosie are back up in 10 seconds, but this could be a big push from Euphemism.
This could definitely be game.
This could be game. It will be unsafe though. Rosie and East coming back up with ultimates. This is a 5-on-4 push. Your mum's choice is only half, but it's going to get a lot of healing from this Cupid and Yamoja. Phoenix falls. What is Euphemism's next move? It looks to me like they're going to the mid lane. They've taken that gold lead all the way back that they had. There's the ultimate from Cookie to keep them away. Rosie falls.
Before even using a roll.
Is game. East now out of position. There's the Fields of Love. Big stuns, big damage, doesn't even get a chance to cast the ultimate. He falls, is 2 left alive for King Kai's once again, and Euphemism are going to take game 1 of this 3rd place set right now.
King Kai's could have came back, but then Euphemism said no. Unfortunately, they had a pretty strong potential for defense, but unfortunately Rosie was picked off before she could even use her ultimate, which just sealed the deal.
Yeah, Rosie and East just looking to make some big hero plays there, and just was not the choice to do, and in the end, that's left this as the game 1 being taken by Euphemism. Maybe not what we would have expected coming into this, but big showings from particularly Lupo and Freakout there. Freakout, I think, more going under the radar in comparison to Lupo, but the work that Freakout did in these team fights just to displace people with that Morgan kit was absolutely massive. The difference in damage dealt, honestly, in both the carry positions. And yeah, Alfie did double what Omar did, but that's 16k in comparison to a total of about 40,000 between your mid and ADC. That's an insurmountable difference.
Yeah, the entirety of Euphemism played really well, and I think now if King Kai's want to take this back and possibly go to a game 3 as that, I think they need to keep Push Rush a bit more into the game, hopefully not give Lupo as much pressure as he did, because unfortunately Lupo just completely took his lead and ran away with it, and then I think if they secure Alfie another lead, they need to solidify it a bit harder, hopefully not lose it, and try not make all these hero plays, and just come together as a team in communication, because if Euphemism keep playing the way they do, this definitely looks like it could be a 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, Euphemism were just aggressive as anything there. But we will take a short 2-minute break and talk more about the changes that King Kai's can make going into the next game. Afterwards, we hope you enjoyed game 1. We will be back with you shortly for game 2 of this 3rd place set between Euphemism and King Kai's. Euphemism taking game 1 here.
Years are passing by and all I think about is when we were in school. Flipping off police, drinking beers underage in a swimming pool. But times have changed and we're old now. I think our heat's getting cold now. And now I'm just in love with your cold shoulder. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. I cannot fall asleep without you by my side, but when you're here I'm all cold. Yeah, we got something special, but I cannot be the main act in a role. Tell me what you gonna do when they catch us, when they pull out big guns and they blast us. The final end to our mad love, mad love. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. And then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck. Nobody can change us.
Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 of this third place playoff between Euphemism and King Kai's in the Glarious slightly lower division. Euphemism have taken Game 1 away from the third place seed King Kai's, with Euphemism 5th place seed. More of the underdogs in this match, but they've certainly taken Game 1 to Euphemism. Once again, I'm Ginger Archer, joined tonight by Varblood Mitch, with Printers doing the casting and production for us. Mitch, looking back on Game 1, what do King Kai's need to do to bring this away from Euphemism and reverse sweep them here?
I think they need to keep push rush safe because Lupo is a complete danger. They need to get some lane pressure, I think, into that, and then if they secure Alfie's lane pressure again, I think he needs to focus on keeping it and making more of it, because unfortunately he got a bit cocky going into jungle and just unfortunately lost it. So I think just a bit of communication, keeping their side lanes up, and then hopefully should be fine, because towards the late game they did show a lot of potential for a comeback.
Yeah, I think the main thing for the late game is just making sure they're grouping properly and playing as a team. A lot of what we saw in that last game was Rosie going in alone as the Morgan, not even using the transformation to engage, which is a lot of Morgan's strength, especially when you've got a giant Cupid or a very powerful Ratatosk or Morgan Le Fay. Go in, use the transformation. Very rarely did we actually see a useful transformation from the Morgan last game. I think that's a lot of what kept King Kai's behind. So if Rosie wants to play these aggressive plays, bring out the Hades again. That did so much work in the semi-final. There's no reason it couldn't work again here. As we get into picks and bans, Lancelot and Nemesis off the table first off. Nothing unusual there. Very similar, in fact, same as what we saw last game.
There might be a change in bans in King Kai's because a lot of them were auto attack focused assassins, which Lupo did play, and now it looks like they know that Lupo is playing in ADC, so bit of a switch up now with Lancelot and Raven, and I understand the Raven because Omar's been known to play it in solo and his flexibility is good, and then Cappy from Euphemism is completely understandable too, especially for how well we used to played it.
To be honest, just surprised that neither team prioritised the ban of that god in the last game as well. It's been such a standout performer in the lower division this entire season, both first and second splits. His Capri has been insane. Priority pick, I think. It almost did injustice that it was allowed to be let through in that last game.
Then you
Emoji game banned. Big respect to Cookie Monster's performance on that last game. He did a lot of work, so I completely understand this.
Yeah, and then Euphemism coming in with their final ban. I don't think King Kai's particularly had anything they might want to ban this game, so I think they can just, get something from them, stuff like a Yu Huang, just to keep them from picking like safe picks.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of safety, there's no reason that King Kai's couldn't take a Yu Huang into ADC. It's been done before, and in terms of safety, Yu Huang is up there. Clear from range, got that ability to pretty much not quite self-banish, but take himself into the air and be immune to any new damage and damage refreshes for a while. And has that ultimate which provides the ability to build range for himself, so I wouldn't mind seeing it in ADC, just if Flush Rush wanted something to keep him safe. He's played mid, so there's no reason he couldn't use that. And put Rosie on something either basic attack based like a Soul or a Chronos, or just put her on a Hunter like a Chiron. Many things they could do here.
Yeah, and King Kai's first pick of Charybdis, which is I think is a safe first pick. Yeah,
it's also something Flush Rush likes.
Yeah, CC immunity in the free and can go under walls, CC immunity in the ult. It's just a lot of safety in lane. So as a first pick, it's definitely understandable, especially with how game 1 went. It's a very safe pick.
Indeed. Very few things will actually outright kill a Charybdis or chase it down. Artemis can do quite well into it if you just poke out and then follow up. Artemis with the 2 stim can keep up with a Charybdis, so that's one option. There's always the option to kind of jump on and lock it down with an on her, but it's quite unlikely. Ula can kind of do that as well, but those are both risky picks. Whereas Euphemism are instead hovering on the Yu Huang and just bringing in the Cupid again.
Return of the King. Yeah, Lupo's play with Cupid was just insane, so it's understandable he's going to get it back. He used the ult almost perfectly throughout the entire set, and then Yu Huang for free count. The amount of damage he did with Morgan, and now doing it with Yu Huang plus with the added safety, it's going to be a menace. Yeah,
and let's face it, with the aggression that he showed last game, I'm surprised he didn't get punished on this Cupid. Again, without that CC immune ult. In fact, something I'd really like to see here right now from King Kai's already is a dodge.
Yeah. Great minds think alike. Yeah, no, the dodge would be pretty good into this. It really hurts Cupid, and I think picks that can hurt Lupo in laning phase definitely will just help overall. It's not that crazy for Yu Huang, but yeah, exactly. Just everything. if Darji could pull one person in late game, it's still valuable. The amount of damage you can output to someone once they're pulled in is insane.
Yeah, Dodgy as well just brings the ability to kind of just one-shot Cupid. Just go in, use the 3 to engage, use the 1 to get the burst damage off. There's a lot of ability that that Dodgy can bring to just kill a Cupid before he has the opportunity to respond, or bring him low enough before he has the opportunity to respond, take him out of the fight without even using the Powwow.
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Are we gonna see a run back of the Morrigan with this Cthulhu getting picked? Because that's the only
I don't know if I'd like that. I don't think Rosie played it necessarily
No.
well game 1, so I think it's a bit risky. Plus, I think Cthulhu in this current meta is struggling to initiate because, you know, picks like King Arthur and Kukulin are currently running the soul lane, so...
That's my worry for King Kaiser right now. This Gilgamesh is very good. If this gets locked in, that is some very good engage. I'm always wondering if this Cthulhu might go into support, you know.
I don't know if I'd like that.
I don't know if I'd like it, but I just don't really like the Cthulhu full stop. I think, as you said, it doesn't really have the ability to engage, and engage has been the key. Team engage has been what has won games in this lower division all season. Cthulhu doesn't really bring that. It did at the start of the season when the meta was slightly different. Characters weren't as tanky, and a Cthulhu could just almost one-shot and solo a carry. Granted, but now with how the meta is shifted, it just doesn't bring as much. And like maybe, you know, first 3 levels it might get some pressure and lane potentially kill, but I worry about King Kai's engage.
What worries me as well is that King Kai's the Gilgamesh can be pinned down with the Cupid, with the Cripple, with the Fields of Love, and what also worries me even more is that I don't think King Kai's are going to get the Daji they wanted. Or even if they wanted it, I think Daji is an incredible pick.
Now, right
yeah,
now.
and the fact they went Gilgamesh Cthulhu just says like, hey, we're not going to pick it, which I think would have just been incredibly valuable. It would have been good into the Cupid, and it would have stopped Euphemism from picking other picks.
Euphemism can now pick it up.
Yeah, they definitely could.
They've got a really nice comp for beats burners here. Gonna go for the Cullen, which again, another really good engage solo lane, and probably one of the best ones for engage, just with that knock up or the dash knock up. And there goes the Daji. Surprised they banned it. Thought they would have prioritized it themselves, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's just to get out there, really. And then Kukulin is just insane. He's proven to be one of the best gods in the lower division. The amount of initiation and damage this guy outputs is ridiculous. And then even if you get your blue buff invaded, which I don't think is going to be likely against a Cthulhu, you still have rage. You don't use mana, you're fine. So it's very safe for Omar. And even though Omar did struggle a bit early game towards game 1, I think he did pretty well in late game of game 2. And he's proven himself to be quite the soul laner as well and given the chance. So I think it's definitely a safe pick for Omar. It's going to give him a lot of initiation potential.
Surprised we see the Morrigan ban. Really don't think it performed enough to grant it that ban in the last game. Because on the other side, Thanatos and Ratatoskr? Ratatoskr I can understand.
It must
choice played that well, but
they must have went as a counter summon to see he has a high Thanatos player, because Thanatos, I guess, it's good into Cthulhu because you can execute most in his ult, but honestly, I don't think Thanatos is that valuable here, so it's just a very odd ban. And then Euphemism get the Kali, which is a lot scarier.
Yeah, and against this comp, I mean, Charybdis does nothing to stop a Kali.
No.
Nothing. Cthulhu gets eaten alive by Kali. You can just zoom around the knock-up. Gilgamesh can CC her a fair amount, but they're really going to need to pick a lot, and I mean a huge amount of crowd control here, King Kai's, to actually be able to deal with this Kali from mid and support. Otherwise, they are really going to suffer.
Don't pick it. Don't do that.
Wait, is this Cthulhu mid?
No.
It's Cthulhu support.
Don't pick Arachne, come on. Don't do that.
This is going to be Cthulhu support.
They're trolling. They're not going to lock in the Arachne. Okay.
They've locked the Arachne.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
You know what? This is a comfort pick for Morton. This is something that he knows he likes into Kali.
This is the first Arachne of the season, isn't it? This is the only. Is it?
No, he played it a lot at the very, very start of the year.
Okay. Yeah, I only joined mid-season. Sorry about that. It's okay. So Arachne, it
deals with Cupid quite nicely.
Yeah, it deals with Cupid. It's just if he doesn't get ahead, he's going to struggle. Like he is going to struggle extremely hard. And then the Cabrakan of Euphemism. Oh, that front line is terrifying.
And that does really, really nicely into this league as well. Yeah, this is. King Kai's have been outdrafted quite hard here.
Very questionable picks. Very interesting to see how they perform. It's just, I don't know. If if they can get pressure, they could run away with it, but it's just the chance of them getting pressure against these picks is quite low, if you ask me.
Yeah, I really, I just don't think that this is ideal. They've got a lot of like single target pick-off in terms of an Arachne, and no, I just feel like Euphemism are just going to out team fight them. Even like with the Kraken and Cupid alone, they got the Yu Huang as well. The great, the Morgan's going to do a lot. Don't get me wrong, but Charybdis doesn't really use the ult aggressively.
No, plus
Yes.
if Arachne's ult is down in these team fights, she is dead.
Yeah.
Like, Kubrakan's just gonna lock her in, Kukulon's gonna run her down, Cupid's gonna cripple her, Yu Huang is just gonna get away from her so she can't even play aggressive if she wanted to. And then, trust me, she doesn't even want to look at Kali because she's not gonna win that fight.
Yeah. This probably goes to Euphemism just on draft, I think.
See how it goes. Like, we could be completely wrong.
Yeah. I mean, if King, don't get me wrong, if King Kai's get ahead in this and they snowball, like Akali is going to struggle to get back into this. Like
Oh,
an Arachne and a Gilgamesh can easily run this game with the damage that they can do. 100%. There is no reason that they cannot do this. However, if they don't get ahead and they don't massively snowball, then you know, Euphemism kind of just take this.
yeah, Tulu as well. I just think he's just falling out of the matter as well. I think that's going to give almost so much lane potential as well. Like, it struggles to ult in, and then once he ults, Euphemism has so much damage. And as well with the Kraken ult, if Alfie ults a bit too early and he has to walk off, I really doubt Cookie Monster's going to let him. And Morton looks like he's going for an early gank as well.
Well, he's probably going for some, you know, this is just what Arachne does, right? She's got the spiders that can just clear a camp on their own, so he's set that up here, and you know, he's just ready to go.
Nice, first blood.
Yeah, in fact, there is a first blood. Goodbye, Lupo. Falls, Morton picks up first blood there, and we say goodbye to the man who did all of the damage last game and all of the danger, and he's already fallen in this game. Morton picking up that kill, that's a huge amount of farm that is taken away from Lupo, and incredible that that was even possible. I mean,
Yeah, it feels like
Gilgamesh and Charybdis shouldn't just be gone. Like, Cookie should just have his 3 and just that have cleared. And he just didn't clear, he turned around and Lupo just died.
It's a bit weird that King Kai's not King Kai's Euphemism see this coming because Arachne is one of the only gods who actually does that. So unfortunately, that does put extra gold into Morton's pocket, which you can definitely run
He's
around
going
with.
back for more. He's coming back for more here.
He's coming for seconds.
Cookie has no way to stop this. They're going aggressive onto Lupo again, but Cookie's the one who's out of position. Now Cookie's going to fall. Is this going to be a second blood as well for Morton?
Wow.
Flush Rush picks up this one. Ooh,
Okay.
That is big.
They might be convincing me here.
They might be convincing me. The only thing with this is... Now, this is me being really picky, but just because I know there's no way he gets a third.
No.
He's going to get knocked up here by the U1. Rosie's there. Damage is coming up, but not quite enough to pick up free count. Now, Rosie getting engaged on instead by your mum's choice, falling lower and lower, but without that jump, there's no way that more is going to be confirmed. Back to things I was saying. Lupo does get the chance to get a couple of solo waves in there while Cookie is coming back. Now, he's going to be behind, but that isn't the worst for him. If he died the second time as well, then yeah, he would be absolutely out of this game on this Cupid right now. Getting that solo wave makes it just a little bit better for King Kai's than it otherwise, for Euphemism than it otherwise would have been. My apologies.
Yeah, then we have the average slap fight going on with Solo. So now with Morton managing to get 2 kills on the board for his team, he does have a lot of leeway in what he can do now. And if he keeps coming up at these extremely unorthodox ganks where Euphemism can't really predict where he's going to come from, he can definitely control the game with this because as we know in Arachne ranked, if it's ahead it's going to win, but if it gets behind it's going to get... it's not going to win. So Morton definitely has a good lead now, so he should be able to run away with that.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see him just control this game from this point out. The Arachne very much, even if she like can stay even through early, will just do so much through the mid game as well, and is doing so here. This Mannequin's early damage as well, and Omar and Alfie continuing their slapboxing in solo lane here. Omar taking the worst damage here, but he has got your mum's choice coming over. Although both of them a little bit low on health, I think if they were to engage here, Alfie potentially could take a double kill, and they're recognizing that your mum's choice, just choosing to back, play it safe, take the farm they can, and just walk away without dying.
Yeah, as well, King Kai's need, as they currently have the lead now, they just need to be very careful of what they do now because Euphemism have shown to bite back quite hard when they're given the chance. So, King Kai's need to pick their fights very carefully and just carry on with the lead they have now.
You see Rosie just getting bullied here by Freakout in mid. Freakout, one of the players who, when he came in, was tipped from the first game that he played to be like, yeah, we've got someone who's going to go a little bit under the radar here, but is going to be a very prominent mid laner. And as the season has progressed, has got better and better. But he's taking a lot of damage from Morton here, but just the safety of this Yu Huang to just walk away now. And that means that Morton can't dive. There's no way he's going to want to use his ult aggressively. CC that the Yu Huang can bring out to pin him down. He'd more than likely get traded, so just nice recognition there from both sides. One, Yu Huang is now safe, doesn't have to use any ultimates or relics, but also from Morton to not try and go overly aggressive.
I feel like when Euphemism trying, take back to get back the pressure and get some map control, I feel like Freakout is definitely going to be one of the key components of that because Yu Huang's damage is ridiculous, his ult is ridiculous, his safety. Because Yu Huang is one of those characters I think Vaughn is going to struggle to gank because as soon as he's close, he's just going to fly out of there. And it looks like he's in a lot of danger now. Oh no.
Yeah, the ultimate coming in from Cookie Monster. Morton just using his just to disengage. East did, or in fact, Yeet on the Nene. Look, player shift around, but we have got Yeet in there in support this time, and he's come in using his ult as well just to slow down the engage. I don't quite think it was necessary. You're actually very safe with the ultimate there, but
with these two picks and these two players, it's quite a change in playstyle. East was definitely more of the follower kind of guy, following around his team, getting those reses in, giving them mitigation when he can. But as you can see, Yonda Nene is playing a lot more aggressive, and he wants to set up some kills.
Going aggressive onto Lupo, misses the drop kick. I've also seen something that I hate. Look at the builds. Tell me what you see.
Okay. I presume it's animosity that you're not going to
No,
like.
no.
I mean, okay. I'll try again.
I'm looking at a Charybdis build here.
Oh, the Charybdis.
I'm looking at a Charybdis having an Odysseus bow without any scaling.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm not an ADC player, so
so Odysseus bow, the point of it is it does 15 damage per chain plus 60% of your basic attack damage. Where's that damage coming from? You have no power at the moment, Blush Rush. That's not scaling. Building Odysseus bow as the first item is a redundant item. You don't get enough from it. It's not a massive power spike. You literally get 0 power. Yes, a nice amount of attack speed. You get Iqval, which gives you a nice amount of attack speed. It's only 5% less. And it gives you 35 power, and it gives you the passive if you're going to do it this way. Odibo does not scale, as we see here in mid. Your mum's choice having to use an early ultimate here to stay alive after the aggression from Morton and Yeet, but now they're getting turned around on by Cookie Monster. Morton taking big amounts of damage here from the support of Euphemism. Yu Huang looking for the
oh, amazing.
Huge kill! Wow, Freakout, that was massive. The huge turnaround to actually pick up that kill for Euphemism. They've now got themselves on the board. Eon Nene gets the kick onto Cookie Monster, but your mum's choice is healed up and has come back with some damage onto Rosie. Eon Nene falling into lower and lower health, does have that dash to get out, but wow! I literally just shook my hands in amazement. That was such an incredible ult by Freakout.
When Euphemism get the chance, they're gonna bite back. Like the amount. Oh my god, the Doom Dragons was amazing. Just picking off Morton, and now Morton's gonna be. That's gonna go towards Freakout, which is definitely gonna go to the damage, and then it looks like they're going for the Cthulhu now.
Yeah,
oh no!
Again, a nice blink on the ultimate does come out from Alfie here, and he's actually looking to turn this onto your mum's choice, knowing that your mum's choice has no ult. Are they going to be able to burn down Alfie before he picks up the kill? Yeet picking up that one with the ultimate. The winds of Samash coming in. No, Omar's falling low with Morton over there. Alfie picks up another kill. For King Kai's, they're 4-1 at the moment. Cookie just about avoiding that route using the one from the Kabrak, and Rosie's here as well. They're taking tower damage for no reason here, King Kai's, and are going to look for the invader though, and Blush Rush taking 1v1. Lupo missing basic tag zone, having to go underneath. Lupo spam lapping, that's a warning, that's a ticket. But here come the Fields of Love and the Heart Bomb. Blush Rush is not quite going to fall there, but taking a lot of damage.
Euphemism bit back, but also King Kaiser putting back on the collar because those 2 return kills just definitely solidifies their early game a bit more now. And with Lupo, he's getting his pressure back now. He's got the purple buff. He's forced Flush Rush back into the backing situation. So I think they might need to look at Lupo because they did put him down, but he's starting to get back up.
Yeah, he has indeed. Surely gave the early game, but at this stage, he's managed to even regain the lead. Probably just abusing Plush Rush like he did last game and taking all the neutral farm, meaning that he's now ahead in terms of XP. And I'm assuming Plush Rush is going dominance here. I know the build that he's using now, but he's gone it backwards. The idea of this build is that you go the dominance first, or the transcendence into the Odysseus bow, right? Because then you've actually got some damage for it to scale off. Right now, Plush Rush doesn't have that, so this Odysseus bow has just been made a little bit redundant as we hit a pause here. At this stage of game 2, Kin Kai's 3 kills ahead. Actually, I'd say a little bit behind in terms of experience, though, and only 500 gold ahead, so not making the most of these kills by any means that I can see, and
maybe they should just try and stick to laning their current farm at the moment, because the issue is when they're trying to make all these being the playmakers and stuff, like roaming around doing all this stuff, that means they're not really doing their back camps, they're not really doing their own waves. So I think King Kai's can maybe just chill out a little bit, get their farm up, carry on playing the players. But if they keep roaming around trying to make these plays and they don't find them, it's gonna definitely hurt their farm towards the late game. And I'd like to focus as well as like Yeon Nene. It's such a different playstyle from East, and it's clearly benefiting from them. No disrespect to East, he played extremely well in game 1, but it looks like Yeon Nene's aggression with this Gilgamesh support definitely seems to be what they needed, as it allows Morton to get those aggressive picks.
Yeah, I think if I'm King Kai's here, I'm actually looking at the draft and I'm looking at the fact we've got an Arachne, we've got a Cthulhu, we've got this Gilgamesh, we've got so much early game aggression. I'd be where this Kali is right now. I'd be looking to aggressive though. Morton going aggressive onto Lupo, using a big amount of damage, diving quite hard, and then just giving it up with Lupo very low HP without having actually hit Morton.
Dueling
As now
Dragons.
the mid lane engagement comes out. Dueling Dragons missing the mark. He wants to get the stun onto Yeon Nene, but nothing really coming out from either of these engages. Morton is stealing away Lupo's purple buff and has successfully done so. That is going to shut him down just a little bit. Lupo, don't step up. He's already done this to you once. Don't let it happen again. There's no chance. There's the Fields of Love. And the root comes out, and interesting positioning, but Lupo just finding his way to dash out again and get away quite freely.
Yeah, I think Morton's doing the right thing, keeping his eye on Lupo, because I feel like as soon as he takes it off Lupo's definitely going to go on a rampage. So keeping Lupo in a situation where he has to sit on the tower or defensively and stuff like that, it gives Plush Rush that leeway to get all the side camps and stuff like that to, get ahead. So if they keep doing that, keep Lupo pinned down, they should be able to take game 2 quite comfortably. But like, as soon as Lupo's given the chance, he will go on a complete rampage. And even then, if they have the eye on Lupo, Freak Out and Omar are still on the high road. Omar's doing well for himself currently on the same level as Alfie. He may have died, but oh, hold on, some fight's going out.
Yeah, there is a bit of an engagement here. Cookie Monster finding himself out of position. Arachne, very little way to escape from Arachne. Gilgamesh of Morgan Le Fay and a Cthulhu is going to get picked off. Cookie Monster finding a bit less success in this game in comparison to the last one. Got that Mailer Renewal, but with the Blink online, very little safety for himself or his team. Further dive coming in here. Yeeton to Nene taking big damage and Freak Out picking up a return kill, but Morton's diving further and further. Picks up his second kill of this engagement, but he's now incredibly low on health with the damage from the minions. Omar picks up that one. Your mum's choice using the ultimate from Kali to deal damage almost. Rosie gets some nice self-peel with the fear. Alfie01 is also still there to do damage, and your mum's choice is now out of mana. Does get knocked to the side by Alfie, and him and Rosie are going to keep chasing on, but just about finding the man to dash, and it's going to get away. Cookie using that blink just to confirm the safety of his jungler in this engagement. But another successful one for King Kai's, picking up 2 kills for 1 once again. And Lupo stealing away the red buff though. How has he managed to get over there and do that? Now he's finding this engagement onto Rosie.
Oh no.
He knows has no
Rosie,
ultimate, no mana.
Report.
Rosie falls to Cookie, and how is... I don't get how Lupo's managed to get over there for free.
Yeah, it's a bit odd that he made that rotation, but obviously it benefited as well, because obviously picked off Rosie and just That does leave push rush, you know, get the way for free and get some tower damage, but Lupo's making his way back now. But I would like to mention as well with Rosie, she's definitely doing better on this Morgan Le Fay, I think, because I think this allows her to have a more CC, gives her a lot of safety, a lot of damage, and plus it takes it away from free count. Plus Rosie's definitely one of the Le Fay players in the league. I think she was one of the only players, along with free count, to play it quite often. So she's been playing well here. The entirety of King Kai's been playing well overall, but as long as they keep the pressure, they'll be fine. But Euphemism are also playing well. They're biting back when they can. And I think when it gets to late game, I think Euphemism actually do have the advantage here with the more damage. They scale a lot better, in my opinion. So I think King Kai's need to push their lead as heavy as they can and try and prevent Euphemism getting to level 24 builds, because I think that's when King Kai should be scared.
Yeah, it's none of that. They need to be just doing things to nullify this. Like, Crushrow saw that Lupo'd rotated there, didn't stay away the purple buff, and he had the timer on it. It's just little things that they could be doing to make these fights go more their way and aren't doing it. And that's why, like, right now, gold completely even. Slight XP lead again. Well, it's evened out just because Morton has 2 levels, but it's a 2-level lead for Freakout in mid as well here.
That damage.
Rosie doesn't have second relic online either yet, which is something important to know. But Freakout again engaged on damage coming out. Rosie actually picking up that kill, and now your mum's choice going in aggressively, but it's falling lower and lower. Yeet onto Nene just going a little bit too hard. Interesting choice of builds here. He's got this.
Oh no, Lupo. He's back.
Lupo picking up another solo kill onto Flush.
Yeah, it
It
seems
shouldn't
like
be happening to a Charybdis.
no, and it seems as well now that when King Kai's get a kill, Euphemism keep trading it, which is preventing them from gaining the lead now as the game equals out. So I think King Kai's needs to look at towards Lupo again, because they took his eye off him and look what happened.
Yep, he's back in this massively, and everything is going in his favor right now. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just with his team fight potential as well. It's like it's very weird because Charybdis really shouldn't be dying in lane that often, so it's just quite interesting to see how Lupo is playing into the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, he's just feeling himself going aggressive and taking that aggression because, well, he can. There's nothing to stop him from doing it, and it's showing. He's taking the game by his hand. Omar is going to probably walk away safely.
Free out. There we. Oh wait, no,
yeah, Freak out though, taking a lot of damage, using the Aegis. Your mum's choices there, just provide a bit of peel, but at that health, I'm surprised we didn't see Yeet and Rosie going that little bit further. I know they don't have ultimates, but that's not stopped them before.
I mean, I understand why they're playing a bit cautious, because now they don't want to be in a situation where they're getting kills, but it has to be traded off every time. And as you can see, Alfie and Morton are going for the Pyromancer.
Yeah, why not? I mean, honestly, Arachne could just do this on her own at this stage and have very few issues in doing so. That is a kill for them, an objective for them, and just starting to take this to Euphemism, pick off the fact that they're not aware of these things, they haven't got the vision around, and just abusing their objective shred that they have. Things I would like to see in this game. Now, this one might be a little odd. Morton, obviously, he's very, very, very well versed on this Arachne, but I played Arachne the other day. Crit is disgusting on her.
He's played one game of Arachne, so he's the expert now.
I'm not saying I'm the expert, but I did go like 22 and 4. I mean, it felt so good.
Oh no.
Like just having a wind demon because of the extra damage it build brings in, and you're almost playing like a hunter at that stage. You can box hunters throughout the game, like early and late game.
Do you think he'd only
from Luke will bring him out of this?
Do you think he'd only need something like a Wind Demon plus Death Ring, or just one crit item?
Honestly, Wind Demon and Atalantas, you've got movement speed, then you've got the movement speed from when you get the kills as well. You're getting sustain from it, and then late game when you sell the Golden Blade, and you can pick up something, say like a Serrated, and you're keeping that movement speed. You're gaining the extra pen, the sustain you've got from double lifesteal. It's pretty disgusting.
I mean, Arachne is disgusting, that's why I never play it personally, but Morton definitely seems to like the pick, and it's definitely been benefiting him so far, so, you know, he could go crit, or he could do something cheeky where he goes into crit, they build Spectrals, and he just sells it, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, Xe and Kins as well, by no means a bad choice on Arachne. When you're there to do damage to a single target and burn them down, once you've got this glyph, that is going to be massive. Whether that be a squishy or a tank, they are going to die for you. There is no one in this game right now who will be able to outbox this Arachne. Omar is definitely in trouble, and we see there just how much he got shredded by Morton. Alfie together and really
Plus
taking
rush
damage
in
there.
danger.
Plus rush, you're stepping up. What a big stun
Amazing
by
stun.
Lupo. That was incredible. Screw hitting plus rush. I'm just going to hit the minions to stop him from walking away.
He was so
Plus rush
close to
getting
becoming the
soloed.
Whirlpool.
Is that the
He was-
5th time Plush has been soloed in this set now? Not like him
Maybe.
at all. Lupo really, really putting him in his place here.
Yeah, and this is like the first time we've seen Lupo in ADC. This man's insane. They should have done this earlier.
They absolutely should have done this earlier.
Yeah, and then he's just pushing his lead as well. Tower damage coming in left. He's going to be terrifying because as soon now that Lupo is 2 levels ahead of Morton, it's going to be difficult to gank because it's very possible for Lupo and go, you know what? I'm ganking you now.
Yeah, now freak out getting dove by Morton. Does get pushed away a little bit, but Morton uses the beads as well as the blink, but isn't actually going to find anything. Cookie Monster coming in. Morton having to use the ult defensively as well there, and using essentially everything in his kit for finding nothing in return. Really not what you want to see. Did get the blink out of the Kabrakan, but beyond that, far from ideal.
Lupo's level 19, by the way, and we're only 18 minutes in. He's really far ahead away from Plush Rush, so he's just extremely dangerous.
This should never have happened this game. It should never have happened with how much Lupo was shut down early. As we see though, they are trying to find him now. Plush Rush does find the kill onto your mum's choice. Rosie in there and Morton as well helping him out. They are going to be chasing down Yeet on Denene, who's managed to find space by keeping people away but hasn't actually taken anything himself. That's just a kill in favour of Kinkai's there, which honestly quite surprising. For your response from Euphemism, Omar being there as well, they would have found something. Now we're seeing little scuffle just coming in with teams preparing to look at this Gold Fury, which is available. Plush Rush is pushing into tier 1.
Yeah, just going to match out the tower damage as well, so that's going to be good for them. And then it looks like now Kinkai's are the ones with the primarily dominance over the Gold Fury. They have the most, like, what's the word? The most pressure on it, there we go. Territory, yeah. They're the ones on top of the Gold Fury, so it means Euphemism is going to come to them, which is quite a thing. And then Alfie's making his way to mid, so, yeah, you know, it looks like Gold Fury's not on their priority list now, but it looks like Euphemism will still have their eye on it. Omar's here now, so they definitely could take if they want to, and it looks like they're starting it.
Yeah, definitely can do. There's no reason not. They've got the pressure there, and with very little to respond from Kinkai's. I don't know why they've gone elsewhere. The Pyromancer's not up, and this thing's falling further and further away. Yeet's not been able to get in there. He's got the jump. Kinkai's sealing Yeet on the Day with the Gilgamesh jump. That is massive. And now Morton's picks up your mum's choice on the way. Rush just takes out the Kabrakan wall. What a huge play for Kinkai's.
Yeah, really well played by Yeet and Nene, and then Morton seeing the deal as well with the pick-off is just amazing. But it was a bit weird that they gave up their pressure, but it doesn't matter because they got it in the end.
They did indeed. I mean, just surprising that nobody else went to zone off Yeet on Denene. Like, it's only Omar doing it, and he, you know, didn't have his ultimate there, so there was going to be no knock-up, there was going to be no counter to him just jumping in, whereas if, you know, someone like Cookie'd gone in there, he could have just gone in there and crowd controlled him, and now Kinkai's found themselves a kill and a Gold Fury in the bonus. There's no way it happens again, right? Rosie's looking in here. They've gone off the Pyromancer. Lupo's been forced away, just taking some big damage from Rosie. Morton's in there, but Lupo turns it around on Morton. Is the bleed going to get him? No, but Alfie 0-1 with the blink ultimate on Cthulhu is. Now Alfie's going to be putting out some big damage onto Omar, and Cookie is doing so. Rosie's looking to come in and support, but there's no need to. There's a Pyromancer up. Kinkai's go take it.
Yeah, that's okay. Unfortunately, what I did say has happened. As soon as Morton goes for Lupo and tries to kill him, Lupo's just going to turn around and kill him back. So I think Morton's in that state of the game where now he can't just... He has to be extremely careful.
There's no way we see another steal on the return, is there? No, Kinkai's do get this objective. As much as Euphemism may have tried to have contested it, not quite going to find the luck that Yi found on his Gold Fury steal. But
Yeah.
you're right, and as you're saying with Morton,
Yes,
I'm just saying if he's got Wind Demon and Shadow Steel there, yeah, keep it nice.
Ginger Archer, local Arachnia expert.
Absolutely not.
When are we seeing the Ginger Archer Arachne ADC in Season 2?
I've never tried that actually, I might need to try it.
Oh, please don't. Oh no, oh no, oh no.
I'm going to practice it in the off season, I've got 3 weeks, I'm going to make this a thing.
But I'll queue with you. I'll support you. We'll theory craft it.
The dream team back together in casuals, love it.
Exactly. I mean, Dream Team's never left.
Oh no, of course not.
So, looking at the state of the game, I'd say it's pretty equal so far. Obviously, Kinkai's do have a gold lead, but it's not a complete rollover. Every time they're in a but Euphemism has, punished them for it.
Yeah.
So I think King Kai's really need to pick their fights now because Euphemism can definitely bite back, and also they're trying to make a play now. Cookie Monster.
The problem for King Kai's right now is that their gold lead is all on one target, right? It's pretty much all on Morton. It's not really seeing it anywhere else. So the rest of the teams are quite even now. That's fine, for Euphemism because they've got a strong ADC. And the fact that he's probably actually a little bit ahead of Plush Rush means that he's going to counteract the Arachne being ahead, and especially the fact that he's already level 20 with this crate online. It's going to be massive.
A Cupid is a lot more dangerous than an Arachne in late game. Obviously, Arachne's single time damage is insane, but a Fields of Love is just a Fields of Love.
Yeah, it is madness how much that does.
Yeah, all on one hunter. And Cupid's just he slipped into the meta as soon as he got. I think it was like a buff to his hardball, I believe, 10% scale.
He
Something
got
like that.
slipped into the meta before that. I played him before he got buffed. I was the one who bought him to GSL.
Nice.
I'm laying claim to that. I played him, but I'm actually laying claim to a few things as ADC.
Here he goes.
I bought the Cupid in. It was played in SPL about 2 weeks later. I started building dominance first. It gets built first by ADCs like Zackman like 2 weeks later. I'm influential and I don't even know it.
Sorry about that, everyone. He goes on his rant sometimes. So, back to the game.
Complete satire, by the way. I don't mean any of this. I don't.
Quotation marks, satire. But, so back to the game now. It looks like Fire Giant is definitely seems to be the main goal. Everyone seems to be hammering on that side of the jungle. So, obviously, Lupo and Plush Rush are doing their ADC things, playing the most boring lane in the game. But, also, Morna definitely going for Omar currently.
Omar has just used his dash, Yi on Nene, kicking him into the wall. That ferocious execution. I mean, he's taking a lot of damage, but the ult from Yi on Nene, a little bit off the mark, and now he's in trouble with your mum's choice and Cookie Monster over here, gradually ticking his damage down. Morton does blink back. Rosie on the side picking out solo kill onto a freak out, which is huge. And mum's choice is being forced into the ultimate. Morton's chasing him, but isn't going to be able to get the timing right. And on the other side, Lupo kills Plush Rush again.
You need to keep an eye on that man.
We just need to not fight him when he's got double crit. It's very simple.
Right. As soon as they keep their eyes off him, there he goes. Just going on his little rampage. And we have the Cthulhu down, so that's going to affect team fights later on. But every skirmish so far, it seems to be 1-for-1 at this point, because while they do get the pick off Freak out, unfortunately, they do get the pick on Lupo, Plush Rush in return, unfortunately. So it just seems that like when there's that sliver of hopes to get that lead, it's just Euphemism just answer back.
It is gradually getting extended. It has gone up by another 1,000 in the past 4 minutes since King Kai's got the Gold Fury and Pyromancers, but
yeah,
Gold
but one
Fury's
good
back
team
up.
fight
This
there.
time it's an Oni Fury, and as you say, one good team fight, and that team fight's going to be very difficult. If Rosie gets picked off by Lupo here, who is looking for it, does get the dash in.
Oh no.
Stun from the minions. She does manage to push Lupo away, but Rosie now being forced into the Aegis, taking a lot of damage. Fields of Love comes out as well as your mum's choice, stunning her in. Now Lupo picking up at the kill onto Rosie, exactly as we were saying it, and now Omar is enraged. Plush Rush isn't just here yet. Morton's finding himself a little bit out of position, does have the ultimate available to walk away. Alfie doesn't though, and Alfie's falling lower and lower, and that's probably going to be Gold Fury for Euphemism.
Yeah, it's only Fury as well, the best Gold Fury in the game, so get that. I mean, from looks of it, looks like King Kai's might be going for a Fire Giant response.
Don't blame them, they've got an Arachne and Charybdis. They can definitely do it if they start it quickly, but that Oni Fury is already gone. This Fire Giant is being melted quickly, already down to half health, and Euphemism are very, very slow getting over it. This is indeed going to be a return Fire Giant for King Kai's.
That's huge. That's going to give him so much leeway now in getting structures. Like, now, the only Fury for Euphemism is definitely going to annoy them a bit, because now the only minion waves are definitely something you have to clear, because they're extremely fearful on the map, so. But overall, Fire Giant is extremely way more valuable. The power, the regeneration, it's going to give King Kai's that extra they need in the fights now.
Yeah, I mean, we're 26 minutes in, they've got Fire Giant. Kins now, they need to be getting this last mid tower and then do a nice little left to right push. Just get all these Oni waves pushed out, move towards Pyromancer, get the mid tower, take every single one of these towers, because suddenly you take all those towers, what is at the moment a 3,000 gold lead, then suddenly stretches to 8,000. Then we start to see huge differences in our builds, especially when we're coming onto these final items being picked up.
Yeah, and also like the undername's making a pick now, but then Euphemism just turned around now and they might get it. Oh,
Is that going to be a stun though? Or they're still going to keep going on him. Your mum's choice and Omar are there. Fields of Love comes out. Yiton Denene is going to get stunned out and is falling lower and lower and lower. Uses the push to just about get himself out there as the ultimate coming through as well to keep him alive. Alfie trading out ultimates with Your Mum's Choice, who does fall to Morton. And speaking of falling, goodbye Lupo. There's the win condition for Euphemism gone. Cookie Monster is taking more and more damage here as well and is going to gradually fall. But Morton gets lower, is able to just survive. That's a triple kill for the Arachne here. And there was only 2 people left alive for Euphemism. Omar's about half health. Freakout's getting dove by Yiton Denene, is taking more and more damage. That tier 1 tower is gone. Rush using the Cryptis 3 aggressively. He's looking for the knock up here. Doesn't quite get it, but Freakout falls to some huge crits from Blush Rush. That's 4 kills for none for King Kai's. They have Fire Giant. They've got waves crashing in. Alfie's back. They should be looking at a mid Phoenix here.
They could possibly, they can get mid Phoenix and they can go over, get right tower or left tower, and then get the Phoenix corresponding with that. They could try to end, but I think it'd be very risky if they do try it. But this puts King Kai's in an extremely good position. Well played to Morton because this spider is just huge.
Absolutely massive spider right now. Really showing off why he plays this Arachne and why he plays it so well. Has the Magi's Cloak on online as well now, so just keeping him safe from any crowd control. The Phoenix did indeed go down. This tier 2 is going to go down. Screw left side, take your Pyromancer on your way out and call it a day there. So I mentioned that 8,000 gold lead. That's exactly what we're seeing now.
Yeah, plus Morton came in a bit of a later time, so he can be the focus. And I think if Euphemism want to bring this back, I think what they need to do is they need to get trap Morton and focus on him.
Yeah,
Throw him out.
The problem with is now this Arachne beads, Magi's, Arachne ultimate, protections from mannequins, which I'm assuming is going to be upgraded into the tick damage mannequins as well, so going to increase a little bit more. It's going to be very difficult. And alongside that, he's just finished his animosity, meaning this Gilgamesh is going to be able to run it down
A lot
with the
of
best of
damage.
them.
I don't know why I thought that was the item you hated. I don't know why I just went to that.
I don't mind
Yeah,
animosity.
no, it's good. On Gilgamesh 4, it's good. I don't know why I thought it was that, but yeah, no. Yonder Nene's playstyle is definitely benefiting here, going in, making all the big plays. The only downside is that if he jumps in, he's in a bit of danger if the team fight turns around. But nearly every time he's been getting a way out. But it looks like they're going to be setting the sights on the left tower, which is understandable. And Euphemism, for their own safety, should probably just give it up and try and defend the Phoenix when possible.
Yeah, definitely would not be a safe call right now to be looking aggressive for Euphemism. Their play right now, they've got about 30 seconds, 40 seconds left on Fire Giant. Let that run out. Keep the rest of your Phoenixes alive. Play it safe on that front. Regroup for the next Fire Giant. By the time that Fire Giant's up, the Phoenix is going to be nearly respawning. So you keep this fire, get it pushed out. And you're not looking at too many fire minions there and any fire waves, but looking into your base as you go in to fight that Fire Giant, which has now worn off for King Kai's, meaning it's going to be respawning in about a minute's time.
And it's also worth noting, just as it worn off them, the next Fire Giant is going to be Advanced Fire Giant, the big boy. So this can, if Euphemism can take this Fire Giant, that's going to be a huge turnaround for them. And if King Kai's get the Fire Giant, they could definitely close the game with it.
This Fire Giant's the game ender. Enhanced Fire Giant, like, if you have 2 tanks alive, you can solo down every single Phoenix between you, because you're going to be hitting those Phoenixes, even without minions, for over 100 damage each. It's silly how much damage that the Enhanced Fire Giant gives you, so any person left alive with it is going to be a threat.
Yeah, so I think both teams now need to get water for Fire Giant, take as much territory as they can, because they're going to want as much pressure as possible. And Euphemism, they need to get the newspaper and swap Morton, because if Morton's let loose, he's definitely going to slaughter them in the back line, because this Arachne, I said don't lock it in. I've been proven wrong here.
Yeah, indeed, and this Arachne, definitely an outdoor spider as well, not confining themselves to the corners of a room, instead wandering around the fields, jumping on their prey and making these kills stick in the web.
I think he needs to be careful though, because if he gets picked out though, because we've seen it with Cthulhu before, he tried to do something with gold. Oh yeah, Spark, you know who? Yeah, okay, yeah, Spark.
Well, I don't care.
Okay, so it is. Oh no!
Healing
Oh no!
Wow, Yiton Denene, exactly what you were just saying. If he goes into aggressively, he's going to die. But goodbye, Lupo. Flush doing huge amount of damage, but now Your Mum's Choice finds the kill onto Rosie. That's 2 kills in favour of Euphemism at the moment, but Morton strikes back once more onto Your Mum's Choice. Omar gets in and kills Plush Rush. It's only Morton left alive for damage dealer. He's going straight onto Freakout. Aegis is burned. Alfie's getting damage in there as well. Freakout falls to Alfie 0-1. Now it's just Omar and Cookie. They're going to do nothing to this spider. Alfie picks himself up a double kill. Cookie Monster is now just there for the spider. Not quite clean, but a big sweep for King Kai's. And they're going to take away this mid Phoenix once, but there's no way they go for the end.
They actually could go for an end here. The amount of damage like and then through the tanking
no one
with
else alive for 20 seconds.
fire minions in the Titan room as well, but Lupo is up in 15 seconds, so they're gonna have to do it quick because Lupo's definitely
Lupo going to be able to form a big defense here. He's got the power potion ready. Alfie using that dash to get in there.
Good to go for game 3.
Hit. 2 Phoenixes left alive. This Titan is not going to be the tankiest. It's taking
3,
big
2,
damage
1.
from the ticks here from
Lupo's
Morton.
up. The baby's back.
Going to take this to game 3. Lupo dashes past Alfie, gets damage onto Morton, who's having to reset. He's walking away from the Titan. The Titan is falling, but now Alfie's taking a load of damage. The blow comes up. They're having to reset. Titan doesn't go down.
God, no.
Lupo's formed
No.
defense. Morton's going for it. Morton goes to your mum's choice. Lupo picks up Alfie. Euphemism defend.
Oh no. That's terrifying because they can just turn around this now.
There is
Lupo.
no one to lock down Lupo.
You have to keep your eye on him.
It's a level 20 Carly. This is a level 20 Cupid who's been a monster this entire set. They've got their tanks available alongside them. They're going for the enhanced fire giant. They do need to be careful of the back door, but Rosie and Yeet are looking around this fire giant. They want to defend this. I'd be saying screw that. Go with these minions, don't get spotted. Let's see if we can pull a cheeky. Rosie's going in for the play. She's going to kill Lupo, but Lupo's used the beast mages. Now Rosie's out of position. The ultimate just comes out. Your mum's choice falls low, but the ultimate comes out for him as well. Rosie falls to freak out. Your mum's choice gets the kill onto Yeet, which is the target. Plush Rush falls. There's none left alive. Screw EFG. Go and end.
That could be game. They can take the CFG, go to the Phoenix room, just take it all. Oh no.
Freakout's gone to back to defend these minions. There's going to be no minions in this one. Euphemism get an enhanced fire giant 33 minutes into this game, and King Kai's, they've held the lead all throughout this second match. They've brought it back against Euphemism, but has this been the final play, the final throwaway, and has this allowed Euphemism to come back into it? They've gone for the game ender themselves, King Kai's, but now Euphemism are running it down this side lane. They're going for this Phoenix. The Phoenix is half. The Phoenix is gone. Alfie's standing there, the Titan, he's ready to defend. Morton's there by the mid Phoenix. Cookie blinks in. Alfie goes into the ultimate. Titan gets hit. It's falling lower. It's at a quarter. It's dropped a third. Morton's going for Lupo. He's going for the targets. He does pick up Lupo. Titan is half. Morton's falling lower. Titan's falling lower. 10% to go. Morton picks up a double kill. Are we going to see another huge defense? It's just Omar left. He picks up a kill. Omar getting chased out by Morton. Blush is alive, and now King Kai's pulling impossible defense out.
Oh my god, what is going on in the game? It's so close. King Kai should win now, surely. Surely they can just walk into the time room and just take it. Surely. They have to.
I swear you'll never see anything like this. This is like the Aguero moments all over again.
No way Freakout does this. I mean, you know what Euphemism need? Minions again. Because they've done this before now with minions taking out the Titan. And Rosie's defending it, but this is anyone's game now. I think Freakout needs to play out of his mind now to defend this Titan.
Does indeed, but the Yu Huang with the ult and the displacement, he's got backup in 10 seconds. Morin's not the healthiest here. The ultimate comes out. Oh my god, Freakout!
No way.
Marry me!
No way.
Oh my god, Eon Denene's there, he's got minions, he's got the animosity. Is he going to be able to save the Titan? No! Oh, Freakout gets a double kill! What are we watching?
How do you... That ult was amazing. He just deleted Morton, and I don't even know who was there next to him because they just dead on arrival.
Freakout with incredible plays, knowing he cannot let King Kai's enter the base, preventing King Kai's from entering the base, and now we're going to see yet another attempt at a siege. Euphemism are starting to run it down. They're going down, they're clearing out these fire minions. You can already see the pings from King Kai's to stop the push in right lane. You can already see Lupo moving his way towards it. Euphemism's Phoenix is back up. This Titan's going to start healing. You can already see it ticking itself back up.
Lupo's arrived.
Alfie, he gets picked out in the fields of blood. There's the heart bomb on him as well. Now they're going for the re-engage, but now Lupo's falling lower and Rose is taking a lot of damage, and Lupo's at 1 health. Lupo is just about walking away, but no, Rosie picks up the kill onto him. Rosie's falling lower, but now Omar, he's pulling an Omar special. He's in there. Morton's in the air there now. Morton's looking to kill off Omar. Freakout's there in the back doing the damage. Are we going to see a dead Titan? Are Euphemism going to take the game? Euphemism take third place too.
No way.
Oh.
With
What
Euphemism
an
getting these crazy
incredible
ends, it's
game!
always Euphemism. It's always Euphemism. And what a way to end season one with Euphemism securing themselves the third place.
That is the best game I have seen all season.
Oh my
I
god.
genuinely think my testicles may have reascended.
Who am I? That's just destroyed me.
Why are we here? Just to suffer.
I mean, King Kai's had the pressure. They had everything going for them, and then Euphemism went real shit and just completely just switched it all up.
I can't believe what I've just seen. In other news, Traumatized is playing in an upper division game.
There he goes. Mr. 1 million damage over there. So that's unfortunate. King Kai's almost brought
They
in a
kept
game
it
3.
so close. They're able to keep Lupo out these fights somewhat, although, I mean, look at the damage he did. Still pulling out huge numbers, but wow.
Insane.
Congratulations, Euphemism, for an incredibly well fought third place. King Kai's unlucky, seriously unlucky, not
Yeah.
to pull back and take this to a game 3. That was incredible.
Yeah, I mean, big shouts out to the Mon on the Arachne Summit. We didn't initially believe him.
Well, you didn't, I did.
Okay, no, he didn't. Shut up. But the, that's just unfortunate, honestly. I mean, I did keep saying if you take your eyes off Lupo, he's going to do something, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, we did indeed. I think I'm just trying to think of who I
Yeah.
want to call as player. So I mean, it's got to be Lupo for the entire set, but
Morton gets MVP game 2.
yeah, the amount that
It's got
he
to be
brought
Morton.
back into that was so much.
Like, he may have not
Incredible
won, but
performance.
his influence on that game was insane. Like, it's because they were so close to just winning. They were so close. And even then, when Euphemism were on their Titan, Morton still managed to propel them back.
Yeah, I, that was such an incredible game from every single side. Both King Kai's almost taken the end, and then Euphemism bringing it back, just fantastic. Personally, here I actually want to hear interviews from both captains. Just what was such an incredible game, and I think start us off. We've got to go to King Kai's captain, just to hear
Morton.
their thoughts and bring Morton in ahead of next season. What the plans are.
Oh my god, it's Morton. Big fan.
Morton, incredibly unlucky. The
Yeah.
end call. I feel like almost if you and Alfie had stuck it, you could have taken that, taking it
Yeah.
really to the wire in that one. Commiserations, you guys really fought well to bring that back game 2, and unlucky not to take it to game 3.
The bottle was lost. Yeah, it was an end call as well. I don't know. I guess we was on different wavelengths. I suppose.
I can
It was
imagine
good.
your comms like devolved into screaming at one point.
I think the screaming was coming all the way from the duo lane. Honestly, mate, it was good fun though. Yeah, great set. Really good fun.
Yeah, like I mean, for the final match of the season, you put up one hell of a fight. Like, it's
I,
so much respect.
it was an incredible watch, as I'm sure you could hear on the side. Were you not tempted to take the Cupid away from Lupo in that second game?
No, to be honest, I just I wanted to play the Arachne anyway,
Mhm,
because it was the first god I'd ever played in GSL, so I kind of wanted to run it back for my last game.
mhm.
But then, like, obviously, their matchups came up. They had a Carly and they had the Cupid, Bracken, whatever, and I thought, oh, this is like even better for me to play Arachne and just can avoid their whole kits. And
Was
the Yu Huang, honestly, although that didn't go down too well.
was Daji at any point on the table? Like,
Well, yeah, it would
eventually?
have been, yeah, but I just wanted to run it down with the Arachne,
Oh,
honestly.
so it was just completely like decided at that point.
Yeah, I'd already.
Yeah.
I wanted to play it game 1, honestly. I wanted to play it both games.
And now
Oh,
it feels bad that we didn't let Spark play our posh.
yeah. We were gonna play our Flash, but we never got it. So another question is, obviously, that's the end of season one, and you've poured your heart out into being the captain for this team. Like, how are you feeling for season 2? Like, have you like what's your takeaway after season 1 and just all the absolute madness that has unfolded?
What's my takeaway from season 1?
Yeah, because if I'm correct, this is your first time playing competitive, wasn't it? Am I
Yeah,
completely wrong?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
first time playing competitive. Yeah, I've been playing probably been playing Conquest for like 2 years. First year playing competitive. So my takeaway is, well, I don't really bother with ranked anymore. I don't know, really. It's just totally different game to playing like a normal Conquest, like in ranked. And now, I mean, my takeaway really for this year is more like tips for myself going into like next year's draft and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I don't really want to give away my little strategies. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
my little advantages, I think.
I mean, that's one thing with competitive. Once you start playing competitive and you play ranked and casuals, it just feels a completely different game. Not as
It
entertaining.
it is
But
entirely.
I wouldn't have thought you've been only playing Conquest for only 2 years because you've put your heart and soul into this team, and it can tell because some of the plays you guys made for the season and the improvement you made is just honestly amazing, and I commend you for it.
Especially after the shift arounds mid-season.
Yeah,
Appreciate
especially.
it. Yeah, it was kind of unavoidable that it was rough, but it is what it is, you know, it happens. But fortunately, we all know who the available players and stuff are now, so we can go into next season knowing who to pick up that isn't just going to dip, you know.
Indeed, we do. Indeed, we do. Morton, thank you very much for joining us for this interview tonight. Commiserations again but a really well fought set and well done throughout the season for what has been an incredibly strong performance from your team.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for casting a game.
No
Not a
problem.
problem. We will then, with that, get the winner of tonight's game in. Cookie Monster. He is here
The
to
man.
join us.
Hello.
Cookie, first time, have you played support before in this league?
Have I? Yes. In I think the entire last tournament, I played support.
Okay, so we have seen it before. However, in this one, the Umoja outstanding. You really helped set it up for Lupo, who, I mean, this man ran that game. Like, he ran Kins down. Absolutely huge. Did you think, though, when you were getting sieged at your Titan by Morton and Alfie, that this was going to be going to a game 3?
Honestly, the moment that they were sieging our Titan twice, we were already talking about the comp that we would run in game 3.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, we were honestly already giving up, and then the moment that Freakout had his absolute wonder of a moment there with his ult.
Play of the season.
Yeah, honestly, MVP right
It
there,
definitely could
right?
be. Yeah.
I'm not against that. I mean, I've just said it to others before, but honestly, Freakout I think could be a standout as probably the top mid laner in lower division Glarius Smite League. I don't think there'd be many who would dispute that after his performance since joining it. This split has been absolutely huge.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. He's also very consistent. Just
Agreed.
when it comes to timing, yeah. I think we might have had a shot at the actual finals if Freakout was able to play during those first 2 games, but
It's always
since he
Freakout's
stalled
fault.
too long already, yeah. No, of course it's always
Freakout's fault.
Freakout's fault, right?
Yeah.
We gotta blame somebody.
He's
I mean,
consistent when he plays, but he wasn't there. Is
going
the
in,
problem.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
going into the tournament, Euphemism always were one of my favorite teams. Like my boy Omar, you see me spamming his name when I see him play. But seeing you guys improve has been amazing since mid-season. Like, same with Kins. So seeing you guys manage to take all this improvement and land third place in the tournament is just really nice to see. Like, well
Yeah.
done to all of you who played. Like Omar, Lupo, you, Depressed Rhino, your mum's choice. Am I forgetting anyone? Am I?
Freakout.
Freak out, yeah. So just well played by all of you.
Yeah, I think especially like for you guys, I feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but did you feel like obviously you joined midway through the season, joined after the mid-season tournament? Did you feel at any point like you were going to be at a disadvantage through the fact that you didn't have the cohesion maybe that other teams had, having played with one another longer?
Initially, yes, but the first team that we had, right? The initial draft was Freakout, Lupo, and then we had Dave, I think, in solo lane with the Depressed Rhino in support and me in ADC. And there was something off there, and that was mostly, I think, the fact that the rest of the team and Dave didn't really work that well. So we had him, removed from the team. And then once we picked up Omar, that cohesion and that team feel, and especially the communication within the team, just started going so much smoother. To the point where we were able to actually win some significant games. But then, now, of course, the big role swap with Lupo going ADC. It was a bit of an experiment, but it worked out. So if I'm able to draft him again next season, I don't know if he's even going to play next season, because he did tell me that he might quit this league. I'm going to be looking to maybe pick him up, maybe pick Freak Out up, and just try and get this team again, because I really enjoyed playing with him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be quite hard, especially how well your team played. I feel like this is gonna be one of those teams where we'd love to see him again, but with how well each individual player played, it'll be quite difficult. I can imagine they're quite going to be contested when the draft phase does begin.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I mean, a brilliant performance from you guys, and the experimentation worked up. You know, they say a madman is only mad until his experiments work, and yours worked tonight. So very well done. Congratulations on third place, Cookie. Thank you very much. We hope to see you next season.
Yeah, thank you.
And with that, folks, we are going to end it tonight. As you can see and have been on the screen for a while, your final standings for Glorious Smite League end of season finals here, not the mid-season as currently being displayed. Spaced Out Champions, Just Built Different second place, and maybe the Dark Horses of Euphemism coming in third, where many would have expected it to be Kin Kai's, Fields Bacchus, Man ending in fifth, Vendra Babylonians, Protectors Vigil, and Wiener Brigade rounding it off. The nice thing on there, every single team managing to pick up at least one set win throughout this season. For me, I like to see that. I like to see that every team's been able to pick up wins and every team's been able to, hopefully enjoy things. Next season with new drafts, hopefully things will be even more contested,
Oh yeah,
provided we
definitely.
have enough captains.
Yeah, I think moving into season two, now that everyone's seen what people can do, I think season two is going to be even more competitive. So I'm very excited for that, and obviously big shout out to Printers for putting it all together.
Yeah, on that front, the man himself, Printers, has been here on production today. Printers, have you got
Get him on
anything
the
that you
mic.
wish to say ahead of season two? Is there any input that you want to put going forward?
Stream, hang on. Wait, there we go, there we go. Alright, I was gonna say, do the plug. If y'all wanna, thank you guys for the very good first season. It's been a lot of fun to run. I just want to put it out there. Season 2 signups are open. If you want to be a player, feel free to sign up. Captain applications are open. Always look for production. Always looking for that stuff. We will train you up. I say we, it's me.
We'll put you through a course.
Yeah, a little course. I'll give you a little certificate at the end. You know what? I might as well do that.
It's equivalent to a uni degree.
And obviously yeah, it definitely is. And going into season 2, I've been doing this by myself basically, with the help of some people with production stuff, which has been very helpful. I want to keep making this league better. So if you guys are interested in helping out, giving me a hand, stuff like stats and whatnot, go ahead and send me a DM. I'll be posting a little moderate application at some point. Maybe later today. So, yeah, please do get in touch if you're interested and sign up for season 2. It's gonna be a fun one.
It is indeed. With that, though, folks, that does bring season 1 of the Glorious Smite League to a close, at least in terms of lower division. So, we bid you all a very, very enjoyable evening. I hope you enjoy the off season, and we look forward to seeing you for the kickoff of season 2. I've been Ginger
Have a good night,
Archer.
everyone.
I've had Mitch to the side of me. Good night.